I'm Jim Walsh, and I'm ready on day one. Hi, I'm Jim Walsh, candidate for Howard County Council from District 5. We're at the St. Mary Coptic Orthodox Church site. Many of you know this as the former Woodmont Academy site. I was serving on the Board of Appeals when there was another proposal for the use of this site. I want to set the record straight as to what happened in that proceeding. As many of you will recall, there was a proceeding for another religious congregation to develop this site with multiple schools, a worship facility, and several residences for staff and clergy. This is a very controversial proposal because of the size and scope of the proposed development. There are some misinformation going around that I want to set the record straight about what happened in that process. I was familiar with that process because I was on the Board of Appeals at the time that heard the proposal from the developer. As a matter of fact, I was chair of the Board of Appeals at the time that the development hearing started. The Board of Appeals is charged with deciding its cases based upon the facts and the law as it is written, not upon someone's emotional response. Some people think that having a big turnout influences the Board of Appeals decision. Nothing could be further than the truth. The board listens to the law and the facts that are presented to it and makes its decision accordingly. We've had many controversial cases when I was on the Board of Appeals, some of which involved large crowds of people. And despite the fact that there were large crowds of people present at those hearings, sometimes we voted against the community because the law and the facts were not on their side. In the course of my campaign, I have met with a number of people who appeared before the Board of Appeals in cases that I was hearing. Some of them have told me that even though our decision did not go in the way that they would have liked, they appreciated the thoroughness, the thoughtfulness, and our dedication to making sure that the decision was made in accordance with the facts and the law rather than their personal preferences. In hindsight, they appreciated the process and recognized how essential it is to ensure Howard County property owners' property rights. In this particular case, even though the community was largely opposed to the proposed development, it was stopped not because of the crowds of people who attended the hearings at the George Howard Building. It was stopped because I recognized that the developer no longer had what is called in legal standards standing. That is, they had an option to buy the property which expired. And I recognized that once that option expired, they no longer had an interest in the property, so they no longer had standing to proceed with the proposed development. I brought this to the attention of my fellow board members and persuaded them to stop the development in its tracks on that basis. It was based on the law and the facts, not based on the crowds that came out in opposition. As a member of the Board of Appeals, I recognize that there are several instances where the code could be rewritten to better serve the people of Howard County. We can achieve a better balance of allowing neighbor participation while still respecting property rights. My qualification as a CPA gives me the unique experience to provide oversight to a $1.75 billion and growing Howard County government budget. It's that unique insight and ability and experience that makes me ready on day one and much more qualified than any other candidate running for Howard County Council in District 5. I do ask that you vote for me, Jim Walsh, for your County Council member for District 5. Thank you very much.